points in the opening half as opposed to the second.
It looks like Southern Miss is out in the 1-3-1. Look for them to change their defenses a lot. Ron trying to keep this Memphis team off balance.
Thomas, who has been hot as of late, hits the three. Only his 17th of the year. Last two games, he's had 23 and 22 points.
And the thing about him is he's so versatile. You see him defensively picking up and doing a great job with that as well as the scoring.
And last game for Southern Miss, they beat UTEP 45-39. Fewest points of the year. First time they held somebody under 40 since 2002 against UAB, which shows just how good defensively this team is. Mills, not a big offensive threat. Out top to Davis, shot clock at 5. Thomas tries to stay with him, penetrates, got the deuce. You and I were at practice yesterday, and that's what they were worried about.
Exactly. But Southern Miss is going to have to be able to finish at the rim because the guards are not going to come off, so give them easy jump shots.
Nice pass inside. Good win to DJ Stephens.
Stephens is an amazing athlete. I've never seen anybody with that type of explosiveness in a long time.
A little scrum underneath. Possession arrow will belong to Southern Miss, and the scrum continues.
Well, I can tell you, Jonathan Mills is not going to give the ball up until the referee takes it out of his hand.
I tell you, it is going to be a battle today. Here's Jonathan Mills. I tell you, he is the quintessential player for this Southern Miss team. Donnie Tyndall says it's his favorite player who's underneath the pile there because he plays so aggressively.
Without question, but also Shaq Goodwin is the same for Memphis. It should be a heck of a battle between those two guys.
Watson to trigger it in. Davis, people wanted a travel. He goes inside again for 2. Davis averaging just under 14 a game this season.
It's going to be important for the Memphis bigs to be able to step up and take charges or either challenge shots at the rim.
Well, Davis already with 4 points. He only had 6 points in his last game. Stephens just throws it away. First turnover of the ball game. Go back to the pass from Goodwin to DJ Stephens.
One of the things we talked about earlier is Memphis' ability to assist, and that was a pass from Goodwin to Stephens, and that's what they're doing a lot better this year, Ron, than they did a year ago.
61% of Memphis's baskets have come off assists. That is impressive. Davis, he has been the offense. Use that up and down move a lot. This time he is fouled by Adonis Thomas.
Thomas is going to have to square his feet and not allow him to penetrate. On Thomas's stance, he's kind of in a parallel, a boxer stance, so he's getting sliced. He's got to be more parallel and keep him going sideline to sideline, because Davis right now is really attacking the basket.
And Davis, interestingly enough, he originally signed with Morehead State to play with, obviously, Donnie Tyndall when he was head coach at Morehead State. He left after a semester, shall we say. The relationship didn't work. And then all of a sudden, Donnie becomes head coach. We've got double technicals, or double fouls at least. And it's going to be a Boardingham and I think Goodwin.
I tell you, Goodwin is Memphis equivalent to Mills. I tell you, Goodwin has really helped this Memphis team with his energy level and his aggressiveness.
Well, it is double technicals on Goodwin and Boardingham. I like that, the fact that these officials are going to take control of this game. They understand it's going to be physical from the get-go. John Higgins, Raymond Stiens, and Roderick Dixon.
We have a really good officiating.
Yes, we do. That's going to be an offensive foul on Johnson. That'll be his first personal foul. Already the third team foul on Memphis.
One of the things Memphis and what has made them so much better defensively, you look at the size of their perimeter guys with Thomas and Stephen and Johnson. They can match up pretty much and make switches on the perimeter because all those guys are pretty much the same size.
Boardingham wants the ball, finally gives it, gets it back up to Watson. Dribble penetration, switches to the left hand, Neil Watson. And we've got a whistle. And they were maybe calling delay of game on Neil Watson. What a play, though, by Watson.
I take tremendous penetration, and this is the thing that now Memphis has to be careful of, because if we watched them practice, Josh told them, do not come over and overhelp, but they're giving guys driving lanes all the way to the basket, so they've got to compensate for that.
Give it up inside, and Shaquille Goodwin will be fouled on the play. It'll be fouled by Mills. That'll be his first personal foul.
Joe Jackson does such a great job, Ron, of understanding when to shoot, when to pass, and getting other people involved. I think a much better job this year than a year ago, and I think that's one of the major reasons for this Memphis streak.
And according to Josh Pastner, another big reason is the play of Shaq Goodwin, freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia. And Josh telling us that he's just passing the ball so much better right now, playing defense. You see his numbers, but he scored only 10 points the last 3 games. And he misses both, and that hurts. Watson quickly. In about 16 minutes, you'll see Southern Miss make mass substitutions. Davis' shot off the mark. Goodwin gives it up to Jackson. Thomas on the drive, switches to the right hand. It's going to be a blocking foul.
Ron,
and that'll be on Boardingham.
That's the thing that Thomas has brought to this ball club. You saw him knock down a 3. Now you see him put the ball on the floor and attack the basket. He's tough to scout and defend because he's capable of doing so many things offensively.
Well, Boardingham picks up his second personal foul, so Donnie Tyndall's going to have to go to the bench. Thomas makes the first. And Adonis Thomas, the sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. Played only 19 games last year, and this is what he has done in conference games, +3 on points. He's kicked his game up a notch.
Well, he really has, and he's a guy that is able to score, and you don't have to run a lot of plays for him because he gets it out of the flow of the offense.
Davis to Watson. Watson doesn't shoot as much as he did last year, but he's become even a better facilitator. Mays driving on Goodwin. Stephens goes high for the rebound, comes out of it, hands it off to Jackson. And Thomas will direct traffic. Donnie Tyndall will bring in Rashard McGill next break in the action. Stephens the 2. Here comes Davis out of Philadelphia via Midland Community College. Watson on Jackson, 2 of the best point guards in Conference USA. Davis over Johnson, a little strong. Stephens to Thomas. Thomas floats in the air, can't get it. Rebound, Thomas can't come up with it, Davis does. Brooks loses the handle, it'll belong to Memphis. We are inside of 16 minutes, and we're going to have a timeout. Southern Miss number 2 in the conference, Memphis number 1. Right now, Donnie Tyndall and company have a 1-point advantage.